because of the lies that he told her about his feelings toward her is Veronica. So that's why he needs to meet with her.
Well, that was attorney Gloria Allred, who represents one of the women claiming she had an affair with Tiger Woods. Allred and her client, Veronica, that's the real name. The stage name is Jocelyn James. She's a porn star. Pulled no punches after Tiger spoke out. Allred saying today was not an apology. It was a staged public relations stunt. You can judge for yourself. Here's part of Tiger's statement.
I know I have bitterly disappointed all of you. I have made you question who I am and how I could have done the things I did. I'm embarrassed that I have put you in this position. For all that I have done, I am so sorry.
Well, Geraldo Rivera is anchor of Geraldo at Large right here at FNC. He's with me now. Geraldo, did he get the job done? Was it a PR stunt?
Megan, I am so sorry for anything I've ever done. I really am so sorry. And right now I feel a little choked up by it. But you know what's funny, and one of the reasons I did choke up is to see Gloria Allred actually stutter when you asked her if she was serious about the porn star demanding an apology from Tiger Woods. I thought the absurdity of it had really gone beyond. Now, Gloria, I've known her for decades. Yeah. She has a wonderful knack of getting herself in the middle of high-profile cases.
And she's done a lot of very good work for genuine victims.
I agree. I agree. And she's very feisty and intelligent, but this was beyond the pale. Well, I thought this was ridiculous.
You know, listen, I'll take the other side just for kicks. This woman was lied to by Tiger Woods. He apparently made some promises. As between the two of them, might he actually owe her an apology for the many lies he apparently told Jocelyn James?
Well, let me take a statistician's defense here. If you add up all of the alleged mistresses and the amount of time Jocelyn James claims that they were together,
3 years.
When did he factor in Jocelyn James? Did she get a half a day every other Thursday?
Well,
I mean, there's a lot of apologies.
3 years is a long time.
I think that it is bizarre, and all Tiger has to do is whip out some of Jocelyn's art to show exactly.
She did look very different during the press conference today than what we can't even show you the stuff we found online.
She looked like a bad mannequin, actually.
She doesn't normally have that, you know, covered up blouse and the nice hair. This is not the normal looking Jocelyn James.
I actually thought that here's Gloria asking for apologies. I thought the apology aspect of Tiger's statement was the least interesting. I thought it was de rigueur in the sense that it was almost mandatory. He had to make the statement at some time. I thought it was crafted more or less artfully. I think he did a good, sincere job of delivering his contriteness. But I don't think that was his motive. I think that there were three things he wanted to accomplish today. He wanted to tell golfers who don't care about adultery, let me withdraw that statement before I get a lot of angry.
Yeah, right.
I think that golfers are at least as prone to adultery as anybody else in this country, and I think that was the least of his worries vis-a-vis that audience. But they do care about performance-enhancing drugs, and the fact that he detoured and got that out, an absolute denial about steroids. Okay. Number two, and I think this is much more interesting, was his affirmation of his Buddhist faith. Why did he go there? He has never spoke of Buddhism before. I believe when you remember our colleague Britt Hume said that if Tiger were to embrace Christianity, I think that when Britt said that, that was such a big wrinkle in his mother's life. You know, here she is a devout Buddhist apparently. Tiger wanted, remember his mom sitting right in front of him, to say, "Mom, I am with you. I am a Buddhist." You know, to which I say, you know, with karma, what goes around comes around. But that's another story.
I don't know. I'll have to meditate on it. But Britt Hume, the power. All right, what was point three?
Point three, I think, is probably the most interesting in the sense that Tiger had to very much, in essence, put this thing to rest. He had to put it in perspective that Ellen, his wife, was not an aggressor. She did not assault him. She did not come to beat him up. She did not break in the window. She did not commit a crime.
Let me jump
Domestic violence never happens in this house.
Let me jump in. To me, that was the most disingenuous part, because I don't think anybody really held Elon up as the villain at any point. So he wanted to look like the guy who was protecting his wife. Don't don't diss my wife. My wife did. He is the one who hurt his wife more than anybody in the media ever could.
You have to put this in the perspective of what is happening privately between Elin Wood and Tiger Wood. And what's happening is she told him, you better get out there if you want to get a deal on this renegotiated prenup, if you want me to keep my mouth shut, if you want to have any hope of reconciling this torn relationship, you had better tell everybody that I am absolutely innocent. Those recreations that were done by all of the Access Hollywood type programs,
because who in this country who was holding her responsible for going after him with a golf club, if we believe that's what she did when she found out about these affairs? I don't think anybody was blaming her. I think he was trying to look chivalrous by saying, oh, don't worry, I've got my wife's back.
I think that it was purely a response to a demand made by the other party in what will be a multi-million-dollar divorce settlement. Yeah. She demanded that he clear her name because when you think of it logically, and I've had a checkered past, although I've been clean and sober in the adultery area for 10 years. I had my tooth knocked out by a wife once I was caught. It is a natural response by a woman's scorn, and it is absolutely logical that that's precisely what happened. She looks over his shoulder. She sees the damning email. She gets his 7-iron. She chases him out the driveway. He tries to get away. She smashes in the back window. He hits the fire hydrant.
He denies the whole thing. Geraldo Rivera and his checkered past will be back next Friday. But in the meantime, you can check him out at Geraldo at Large this weekend. Thanks, Geraldo.